I sat on my porch this morning, watching the fog slowly lift from the trees. And for the first time in a long while, the thought didn't scare me. I'm 80 years old. This house is quiet now. Not the kind of quiet that feels empty, but the kind that feels full. Full of voices that once lived here. Full of laughter, arguments, footsteps, and goodbyes. Over 8 decades, I've watched the world change. But more than that, I've watched people leave. My parents, my siblings, friends who knew my stories before I finished telling them. And the one person I believed would hold my hand until my very last breath. When you reach this age, you stop being part of the crowd. You become a witness. Young people rush past you, worried about things that, from where I stand, look like grains of sand slipping through open fingers. They ask me, what is it like to be this old? Sometimes they ask with curiosity, sometimes with pity. But there's a secret about turning 80. One no one tells you until you arrive. When everything is taken away, what remains is not nothing. What remains is the truth. If you're younger than me, listen closely. If you're my age, sit here beside me. Let me tell you what stays. I learned that we never truly own anything. Not our homes. Not our careers. Not even the people we love most. In my 40s, I thought my life was what I had built. My work, my reputation, my name. I protected them like they were permanent. Now, at 80, I look at my hands and they're empty. And for the first time, I understand that this is okay. Homes get sold. Awards collect dust. Legacies fade when new names take their place. What remains isn't what you won. It's who you became while trying. The people we love were never ours to keep. They were only loaned to us for a season. When you stop clinging and start appreciating, grief changes its shape. It becomes gratitude. And love, real love, is the only thing that never gets boxed up or auctioned away. When you're young, you wait for a life to begin. The wedding, the promotion, the big vacation. But life doesn't live on the mountaintops. It lives on the path between them. If I could go back, I wouldn't chase success harder. I'd notice more. I'd sip my coffee slower. I'd listen longer. I'd let ordinary moments last. At the end of a long life, what remains is a collection of small, quiet moments that turned out to be everything. Loneliness is the hardest teacher of old age. We were taught to stay busy so we wouldn't have to sit with ourselves. But when everyone leaves, there's nowhere left to run. So you sit, and in that stillness, you either fall apart or you build an inner home. What remains is your relationship with yourself. If you never learned to be alone, old age will feel cruel. But if you did, it becomes peaceful. I learned to forgive the man I was at 25 and the man I was at 50. I learned that I was enough, and that the person I needed most was standing in the mirror all along. Do I have regrets? Of course. I regret the risks I didn't take, the love I didn't say out loud. But the deepest pain comes from moments when I wasn't kind. Being right feels powerful in the moment, but it's the loneliest victory there is. As the names in my phone disappear one by one, I understand now. Kindness was always the answer. If you have someone to call today, call them. Not to argue, not to explain, just to say, I'm glad you're here. One day, the score won't matter. There's a strange grace in watching the world move on without you. At first, it hurts. Then it humbles you. I see my grandson's eyes, and I see my father looking back at me. I realize I was never meant to be the whole story. Just a single stitch. My role now isn't to lead the parade. It's to smile from the sidewalk. And there's freedom in that. So what remains when everyone has left? Gratitude. For the love I was given. For the pain that proved I cared. For the impossible miracle of simply being here. I've seen nearly 30,000 sunrises. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore because I've learned something important. The light never disappears. It just moves to the next room. If you're listening to this, don't wait until you're 80. Look for what remains right now. It's in your breath. It's in the person beside you. It's in the quiet of your own heart. Thank you for sitting with me for a while. Tell me, what is one thing you've learned to cherish as you've grown older? Your words make this house feel less quiet.